A lot of my friends and my mom used to tell me, what if you don't succeed in the film industry? You won't be a graduate. How will you earn money? And I said, utna to main kar hi lunga yaar.
I would not hesitate to call you a structural disruptor.
When I'm making a film, it's for the audience. And the audience really tells me how much they like the film or they didn't like the film.
Slumdog Millionaire, I felt little uncomfortable where I showcased Mumbai.
No, I was uncomfortable many times. I didn't like the film. For me, the Oscar Awards is more like a marketing tool.
Are you an extremist?
I started drinking. And for the next 1.5 years, I drank almost a bottle a night. Now that's really extreme. From a person who's a teetotaler to someone who consumes a bottle a night is very extreme.
I feel that every relationship is a give and take relationship.
We may have been through a divorce, so we are no longer husband and wife. But that doesn't mean the relationship has ended.
Is it being a little unfair towards Bollywood, bringing in that nepotism and a nepo kids aspect?
Now, Hrithik is a great actor. कि राकेश रोशन को अगर हम बोलेंगे कि नहीं आप अपने बेटे को break नहीं दे सकते. Now that's a little illogical because he's talented. Why should I not give him a break?
In Indian content, I see that we compromise intelligence for the sake of creative liberty.
When I first read the Mahabharata, because by then I had seen a lot of some of the big international films, Mahabharata is the mother of it all.
It'll put Game of Thrones, etc. to shame if we can create Mahabharata in a global scale.
But यार वो 70 mm में देखने का मतलब कुछ मजा ही और होगा.
You exactly pointed out the why Forrest Gump worked and this didn't work. Forrest Gump also the same plot.
My
right?
theory is that Tom Hanks' performance was so brilliant. You were happy to sail with him.
Right. So that
I think my performance was not that good. I fumbled on my performance.
Welcome to Duologue, Aamir.
Thank you. Thank
It's
you,
a
Barun.
privilege.
Thank you.
Expect something different today.
Sure. Okay.
So if I tell you that which is the most popular song of Tagore, Robindra Songit, which one is the most popular? Amar Sonar Bangla, which is written by Tagore in I think 1905, and after Bangladesh got their independence in 1971, they adopted it as their national anthem.
Oh, I didn't know this. Okay.
Yes. So obviously 17-18 crore people sing this song.
Right.
So Amar Sonar Bangla statistically is the most popular Robindra Songit.
Right.
But if you come to the Indian context, which is the most popular song, which is Ekla Cholo Re.
That's right.
So Jodi to dak shune keu na
Yes,
ashe,
yes.
Ekla Cholo Re.
Yes.
To me, Aamir Khan lives that line, Ekla Cholo Re.
Yeah, in fact, it's a very inspirational song.
When the crowd moved, you stood still. Right? When the crowd stood still, you moved. And there are several such examples. I would not hesitate to call you a structural disruptor, not going to the award functions. Then you talk about sharing of profit, remuneration, where not only fixed fees, sharing of profit. You brought journalism on general entertainment channel, Satyadev Jayate, right?
That's right.
Very organized way of calculating box office revenue. You were the first one to break it with 100 crore.
Right.
Right. I think Gajni was the 100 crore. Then the 1,000 crore club.
1,000 crore is, I think, Dhurandhar, not me.
No, you were the first one across the
across the globe. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
So everywhere. So I can keep going.
Yeah.
Right. I want to know whether you lived that song Ekla Cholo Re consciously or it just happened.
No, I think it just happened. I guess this is the way I am. I've just lived my life the way I have. Yeah.
Right. So on the award thing, you said that because it's a very subjective domain and you don't conform with the decisions, right?
Well, actually, to be honest, Barun, when I first joined the industry, this was when my first film released, rather, 88, Qayamat Se Qayamat Tak released. At that time, I remember Filmfare had stopped the award night had stopped for a number of years, and I remember that then the editor Rauf Ahmed had come to meet Nasir Saab, and Mansoor and I were also there, and he was requesting us to. He had come to invite us, and they wanted to restart the award night, and I have to say I was most excited actually, because I felt that it's it's an evening when the industry gets to meet once a year and celebrate each other's work. So that's how I was really looking at it. But in the first 2 or 3 years of my experience with the award nights, I was not very happy with the way things were moving. So I just moved away. I feel that as Indians, we are very emotional people. And we give a lot of priority to that, which is a wonderful quality actually.
Our heart prevails.
Yeah, our heart prevails. Our emotions prevail over everything else.
Yeah.
So what I found that in an award ceremony, a lot of times we focus more on who the person is rather than the work of the person, which we are meant to judge. So as a judge or a jury, I've also been part of a couple of juries in film festivals. So my job as a jury member is to judge the work, not the person behind it. Irrespective of the name attached to that work, I'm just supposed to judge the work. But in our culture, I think we like to respect and कि भाई वो बहुत senior हैं, it doesn't look nice, he's going to be there, we have to give him something. So all these things come into play. So at best, we tend to have different priorities, and at worst sometimes we are dishonest. So I think that whole space didn't work for me, so I moved away from it.
Would you have the similar mindset towards, let's say, Oscar?
Actually, I have the same mindset for Oscar also.
So you're called in for Oscar, you won't go?
The reason I have been to Oscar, even in Lagan, I've been there. We were nominated and I was there. I don't think that I needed any reaffirmation of how the film was from the members of the Academy. I have full respect for them. I'm a member myself, as it so happens. But when I'm making a film, it's for the audience. We are making the film for the audience, and the audience really tells me how much they liked the film or they didn't like the film. And that's the verdict that I'm looking forward to. That's the verdict that I'm invested in, emotionally and in every way. However, what Oscar does provide is it opens up a marketing window for you. If your film gets nominated or if it wins, then it opens up an entire new audience for your film, which otherwise would have not heard of it, would have never bothered seeing it. So for me, the Oscar Awards is more like a marketing tool, as I see it, or for that matter, any other international award which can get me a new audience.
Do you think these international awards, Indian films, which portray the darker side of our society, appeal to the jury more internationally? Now there are directors who are also making film just for the award circuit, the festival circuit. So there's a separate set of films which may not be mainstream.
Right.
And I've seen that there is a tendency in going back to the dark side of India. Did this thought ever cross your mind?
I'm not so sure of that, because if that was the case, then Mother India would not have been nominated, because to get nominated is very difficult. Or for that matter, Lagan, it could not have got nominated if that was their thinking, because Lagan is very mainstream and.
Slumdog Millionaire. I felt little uncomfortable where I showcased Mumbai.
No, I was uncomfortable many times. I didn't like the film.
No, I'm saying that putting it in
I've also mentioned it to Danny.
As you said, that it's a marketing tool. So the whole world saw Slumdog Millionaire, and the Mumbai was shown where that kind of infrastructure, that kind of society, that kind of lifestyle the kids live. So from there it came to my mind, and I know quite a few directors who actually are going back to either the darker side of India, the poverty, etc., showcasing, and then their target is to get to the award circuits, festival circuits. So it might just be a coincidence.
Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't I don't think Danny Boyle had any ulterior motives when he was making
No, I'm
Slumdog
saying
Millionaire.
that the award which is being accoladed, which is
Yeah.
being
Well, I think it was
recognized.
just I think as an Indian, I didn't buy the film. Let me put it
That's
this way.
right.
You know,
That's
as an
exactly
Indian,
I'm
there were so
saying.
many things which didn't make sense to me.
Absolutely.
But looking at it from a non-Indian perspective, for example, if I don't know much about another country and you show me things which are quite bizarre, I will get fascinated कि भाई ये culture में ऐसा होता है, this happens, you know, I'll be fascinated with that. I may not be able to verify because I won't have any experience of that culture. But if a film is, you know, it shocks you or it amazes you, then you might appreciate it.
That's right.
Without realizing whether it's true or not, you know.
Maybe I'm being skeptical about it. Often we say that start with the end in mind, right? People have a goal, an objective where they want to go. So when you started, it's very clear. You quit your studies,
Yeah.
but fortunately you had that family backing you.
He
Which
tried really hard to stop me.
they,
He
I don't
tried
know.
really hard to stop me.
Yeah. So, but did you know that this would be Aamir Khan today at
No,
60?
no, I had no idea.
And you haven't gone for it. There was no target that you were chasing.
No, I was just, actually, I'll tell you how it happened. Aditya Bhattacharya was a friend of mine. He happens to be Basu's son, Basu Bhattacharya's son. And we were classmates. So Aditya and I were together in Bombay Scottish School. And in the 10th standard, he mentioned that he wants to make a student film, an experimental kind of film. And since we were friends, he said, you know, I'd like you to help out. In fact, there's a part I'd want you to play. So I was actually, at that point of time, I was still not really into films. Though I had grown up in a film-making household. So I really did it to help him. But Barun, the experience that I had in that 1 month of when we were trying to make that film, that 1 month was so exciting for me. And it was, you know, it really charged me. It really excited me. Trying to get a scene onto screen, grappling with that, you know, all the complexities of filmmaking, as you know. So that was so exciting for me that this happened after the 10th standard board exams. Immediately after the boards, there were holidays. And in that 1 month, we had made this film. And the experience of trying to grapple with it and make it was so exciting for me that that's when I realized that this is the world that I want to be in, of films, filmmaking. This is what really excites me.
Imagine if you were an obedient son.
Well, my parents wanted me to be a doctor or an engineer or a chartered accountant. These were the three professions which were ticked off for all parents.
A chartered accountant also was very rare.
Because hardly a few people used to pass that exam.
Yeah. I think at some point in time, the time that you were saying, maybe there were 25,000 CAs in India.
So I applied for admission in NM College of Commerce, though I had no interest in commerce. But the reason I applied for admission there was because there was a theatre director who used to direct their theatre plays, their inter-college plays. His name was Mahendra Joshi. I wanted to work with him. So I focused on that college, got admission. I got admission because of, it was a top college, it still is.
Yeah.
Very high percentages you need to get in, and I would have never made it. But I got in through the sports quota. I was a good tennis player. So
you were that good tennis player?
But at one point I was quite good, so I got in the sports quota. And I spent 2 years doing theatre over there because I joined Joshi's theatre group. He had a theatre group called Avantar, which did primarily Gujarati plays, a few Hindi and one English play they had done while I was there. So I did theatre. I was wanting to, learn about the field that I'm about to enter. And after I completed my 12th, I had decided by then that now I need to focus more sharply on films. And I wanted to be an assistant director in films and learn how to make films. So I kind of just went for it.
You grew up in that environment, right?
I also grew up in that environment.
You used to listen to these narrations.
I loved listening to stories. So, my dad would listen to stories from writers, directors who would come and pitch ideas to him, sometimes full, complete screenplays with dialogues. And I would just sit in the corner and listen to them because I liked listening to stories. And then I would also listen to their discussions after that. And then slowly my dad started involving me in it. I think I've heard almost every script my dad has. From the age of 6 or 7 till 17, before I started working as an assistant director. But later on, I realized that actually that was my training ground, you know. As a kid growing up, I was just involved with so many discussions about films and arguments and, you know, creative disagreements, agreements, etc. So, you know, as a child, you absorb a lot without realizing it, you know.
Yeah.
So I never needed to be taught how to make a film. So, in fact, before I joined my uncle as an assistant, I remember it was 1983, August. Just before that, about 6 months before that, I made my first film.
Yes,
So
I heard about it.
I shot a film. It was shot like a 23-minute film.
And you don't have a copy of that.
I don't
either.
have a copy. Unfortunately, I've lost that copy.
Make it again.
It's not a bad idea.
Because
it was a short story by H.H. Monroe
Yes.
called The Open Window, which
And
I found.
the name you kept as Open Window only.
I kept it Open Window only. And it turned out all right, I think, for a first time.
Worth making again, you know. You remember 1983 World Cup, the turning point with Kapil Dev's century against Zimbabwe.
It's not recorded.
Not recorded. He can't play it again.
Yeah.
Right. But you can go and make the Open
Well,
Window again.
yeah, maybe I should at some point. Yeah, not a bad idea.
And so, therefore, you see that the way you have come to films against all odds, against all recommendations of your family, but it requires tremendous amount of courage to stand apart, to akla chalo re. It
That's
is not
true. That's
easy.
true.
And on the other hand, you are a very emotional character, right? I've seen you, some of your recent interactions and all, you burst into tears and you say that you laugh when you want to laugh, you smile when
I
you want to
cry
smile.
as easily as I laugh. Yeah.
So, while emotionally you seem to be not a very strong person, whereas you have taken the decision to be all by yourself, was there a conflict or we get it wrong?
I don't think I'm emotionally weak. I don't think crying is a
Yeah, I was
sign of
coming to
weakness.
that.
You know,
yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's just an expression of what you're feeling inside.
But expressing, it's a conditioning, right?
Yeah. We are conditioned not to cry. you
Not
know,
to express,
not
especially
to
if you're
express.
guys.
Yeah, as a male, you're told,
Sure.
"Arey, ladki ki tarah ro raha," and all that. But somehow I never got bothered by that, and I found that I cry as easily as I laugh, and it's something that is inside me which is coming out. But that doesn't mean I'm weak. I think strength really comes from being able to do what you believe in, even when it's difficult, you know. So to be able to do that is a sign of strength. To follow what you believe, even at the most difficult times, that's actually a sign of strength. Crying and laughing don't reflect that at all.
So I would agree to that. In fact, I want to learn from you because I am the one in the context that when my father passed away, I was sort of taking care of my siblings who were incessantly crying and expressing. I waited for everyone to sleep at night and then express my emotions to myself, which
Right.
I believe, I would agree with you, that if you're strong enough, you won't mind expressing your emotions because you believe that that's what is authentic, that's what is real.
Yeah. I think, so strength really comes from courage, I would imagine, or the conviction that you feel
And
for
belief
something.
in yourself.
And belief, if not in yourself, yes, I would agree actually, belief in yourself.
Conviction that
and
I'm
also
right.
in
I will-
believing in what you believe in, that you feel that this is right and this is what I ought to do.
Absolutely.
And even if I
Authenticity.
fail, I'll learn. You know, if I fail, I remember a lot of my friends and my mom used to tell me, what if you don't succeed in the film industry? You won't be a graduate. How will you earn money? How will you look after yourself? And I said, utna to main kar hi lunga yaar. Utna to main kar hi lunga.
Yeah, if you have that belief and conviction,
Yeah.
that's a strength.
Yeah. But I don't want to do the wrong thing, you know, for the wrong reason.
Because you had belief in yourself, I believe that that is where the sense which you don't like to be called. Kiran told me, I was having a duologue with her, that you don't like to be called a perfectionist. But
No,
it's
I'm okay
accept-
with it. I mean, over the years I've got used to it. I just feel that it's not accurate. It doesn't apply to me.
In what sense?
So, I think a perfectionist in my head, the definition of that is someone who's painstakingly going after something which he believes is perfect, and until he gets that exactly right, he doesn't move forward. But I'm not sure like in cinema, I feel, or in the creative world, there is no, I believe there is no such thing as the perfect shot or the perfect film. There are so many ways to do the same thing and effectively. Each one is equally effective. So what I'm really looking for is magic. You know, there are so many times when I've often, argued with my directors, or as a producer, I've taken a decision. And, in the editing, sometimes we choose a take, which is a perfect take. Yaar, isme to sab perfect hua hai. Magic nahi hai lekin usme. And then there is another take which has gone slightly out focus because the focus puller messed up slightly, But usme, there is heart in that take. Now, is it perfect? No, it's not. So, my tendency is to go for magic, not for perfection. There is a quality about me which is why perhaps people feel I'm a perfectionist, because I don't get tired easily. I'm very persevering. And when we reach a certain level and I feel that we can actually go better than this, I don't want to miss that magic. So that's what drives me, I would say,
And I believe that till the time you're satisfied, you won't let it go.
Yeah, I don't get tired.
Yeah, even if it is 100 times.
Somehow I feel, I've seen that I can just keep going on and on. That's one quality I have which I like, is that I don't give up.
Yeah, you only lose when you give up.
Yeah, I don't give up. I just go for it. So, I used to play a lot of tennis, and that was...
You used to play to win or play to enjoy?
I used to play to win and I used to enjoy at the same time. But if I was playing against an opponent who was stronger than me, better than me, often we feel, arey yaar, this guy he's already won the first set 6-1. He's clearly better than me. I might as well, give up. I don't. I fight till the very last point. Even match point, I'll give my life for it. I know, but he's better than me. He's going to beat me, but I'm going to give it my best. I don't give up.
But are you an extremist?
I am.
No grey, either black or white.
So, earlier I was, I'm an extreme person. So, there are two aspects to it, because when you said extreme person, I understood something else. But we'll talk about the black and white also. So, earlier in my life, I had very clear values and judgments on myself and on people. This is right, this is wrong. I was very black and white. And I was very hard on people around me and myself, having very high expectations of myself and everyone around me. And then I realized that, we do mess up sometimes, as human beings. In fact, it's human to fail a number of times, or make mistakes which you regret later, take decisions which you regret later. And it is only when I started stumbling and I started making the mistakes that I realized that, now that person who I have not forgiven 2 years back, now I know what he feels like. Because all of us do make mistakes. All of us do regret sometimes things we have done. And you want to make it right. You want a second chance to make it right. So at one time in my life, I was very hard, very unforgiving. Not just to people around me, to myself also. And that is something I learned when I, understood my own weaknesses and my own failings. That's a lesson I learned. But I understood when you asked me, are you an extreme person? I'm an extreme person in the sense that so to give an example, I was a teetotaler until I went through my first divorce with Reena. And then on the first day when, she left with the kids, that I was alone at home. And I couldn't handle my emotions at that time. And I used to never drink alcohol. I was a teetotaler. I had drunk once or twice for a couple of scenes. But that I had to drink for the scene. I mean, I was not into alcohol at all. That night, I had alcohol at home to serve guests and all that, so I started drinking. And for the next 1.5 years, I drank almost a bottle a night. Now that's really extreme. From a person who's a teetotaler to someone who consumes a bottle a night is very extreme. So I find that I'm a very extreme personality. I go all in and even so that's my strength and that's also my weakness.
Did you ever feel that you're often misunderstood? Your intention was something else and it was interpreted as something else?
Occasionally, but I don't think that happens all the time. No. I think people understand me. How would you describe yourself? Are you an extreme person?
Quite a bit. Like extreme in the sense that I'm black or white. So I don't have a gray area.
Okay.
It's very easy to deal with me and it's very difficult to deal with me also. So I'm very consistent. I'll react to the same trigger in the same way at any point in time. But like people around me are not very comfortable dealing with a machine. So I'm more like a machine.
Okay.
You won't be able to relate because you're a creative person.
Yeah. I'm a very emotional person.
You're a very
highly
emotional person. I'm also emotional.
Yeah.
But
you don't show it.
But I don't
show it.
Yeah. I feel that every relationship in our life, barring one, which is parents to kid, every other relationship is a give and take relationship. Relationships which are formed, like friendship, like marriage, which are man-made relationship, right?
Yeah.
You are not born in that relationship.
Sure.
Those relationships, to make it lasting long, you need to invest in it. The more investment that you make in a relationship, it lasts that longer. But eventually, a formed relationship will have or will tend to have an expiry date.
No, I'm not sure about that.
You're not sure?
I'm
Okay,
not
I'll tell
sure
you.
about that. Because I'll give you my own example. Now, Reena and I were married for 16 years. And in fact, Kiran and I also were married roughly 16 years, somewhere there only. We may have gone through a divorce, but that has not ended our relationship. My relationship has grown with Reena over the years. There's a lot more understanding between us. There's a lot more respect that we have for each other. Not that we didn't have earlier, but it has just grown over the years. So I think our relationship has evolved. We may not be husband and wife, but our relationship has evolved over the years. It is not broken. It has grown stronger, if anything else. And I would say the same thing for Kiran and me. We may have been through a divorce, so we are no longer husband and wife. But that doesn't mean the relationship has ended. My relationship with Kiran continues.
It got redefined.
Redefined, absolutely.
Now,
it gets
obviously,
redefined.
that is another.
But it hasn't ended.
It hasn't ended, and kudos to you the way you have handled that.
No, not just me. Kiran and Reena as well have equally important part to play in that. Yeah.
But tell me something in the context. Why was it necessary for you to evolve the relationship or redefine the relationship? Where did marriage as per definition stop? And therefore, you had to evolve it to something else, which is, I'm calling it an evolution, right? It is getting better, as you said. But what exactly is that one factor, one magic, one chemistry, which comes to an end where the relationship needs to be redefined or evolved?
I could answer that question, but I'm not comfortable because it involves two other people. And then it would mean I'm sharing a lot of things which I'm not sure they would like me to share.
Okay,
so
fine.
I don't know how to answer that.
No, absolutely fine. But on a conceptual level, this is forget about. Don't bring about your specifics. In general, because you are evolving as a person, and I also believe that the day I stop learning, evolving, I'm dead. So I would like to learn and evolve every single day.
Let me give you an example. I have so many friends of mine who are friends of mine since the second standard. I was 7 years old at that time. I'm still friends with them.
I have also got friends who are my childhood friends. Yeah. Because you're not staying with these friends, the overlapping is limited. Imagine if you're staying put with these friends. A lot of my friends I can't relate with. Like I would speak to them. I would love meeting them maybe after 10 years. But would I be craving to meet them again? No. Did I enjoy meeting them? Yes. So again, because of the evolution, we grew.
You've
in a
moved
different-
on.
Everybody, he also
Yeah.
moved on, or they also moved on,
Correct,
she
correct.
also moved on.
Correct.
Because we grew apart, like a branch of a tree, like
Yeah.
two branches don't grow in the same direction. But fundamentally, Aamir, I think that is the most sophisticated, mature, balanced way, the way you have handled it. And I respect your views that it is your personal life, but I whatever I discussed, I have taken cue from whatever you have already shared
Sure,
in,
sure.
in public
Sure,
life, especially your separation with Kiran, where you
Yeah.
released a video. Now coming back to your area, which is film. See, you are a person, again, anybody will tell you that you're given more importance to process over a persona, right? You have gone for impact, not immediacy. And you have fostered legacy, not volume. That is what makes you different. That is why you are called a thinking actor. You're completely different, and again, you're a lone man standing there. Akla chala rahe. As an actor, as a producer, as a director, the way you approach a script, the way you adopt a script or accept a script or a project, are they different?
No. Whether I'm producing a film, acting in it, or directing it, my process of selecting what I want to be a part of is more or less similar.
Right.
It's really what excites me, because I'm also an audience, you know, and when I come across material that excites me, moves me, challenges me, then I get attracted to that material, and then I want to be a part of it.
I believe that art is an expression. Art is not usually commerce. An expression is not driven by commerce. Ideal scenario is somebody has to convert commerce from creativity. Art is creative, art is an expression, which is not the case when you're taking a decision as a producer.
Sure.
There you're wearing another hat, you are to
Sure.
make money.
Sure.
Or when you are choosing a project as an actor, then also you're keeping an eye on the interest of the producer.
Yeah.
Is that so?
I would say yes. So my process, my first step is my own excitement towards the material. And then after that, I go through one more filter, I would say, is because cinema is an expensive medium. You know, you spend a lot of money creating what you're creating. I don't want to be, I don't want to be irresponsible. So after getting excited, for example, Tare Zameen Par. When I picked Tare Zameen Par, the material really touched my heart and I wanted to be a part of it. But at the same time, I knew that the economics of this story, when it's made into cinema, is very limited, likely very limited. The lead actor is a boy of, 8 or 9 years old. There is no huge star that we have who's playing the lead role. It's a new boy, first time we are seeing him. My role comes much later in the film, and the story is still of the boy, it's not my story. So central character is still the boy. So I knew that the potential business of this film cannot be very high. But I still want to make it because my heart is in it. So what I do is I don't charge my own fee. I reduce the cost of the film in every way that I can so that we can still tell the story in an economical way without anyone losing money. So that is my second step for every project that I do, irrespective of whether I'm the producer or not. I don't have to be the producer in the film. I go through the same process. I remember we were doing Talash, Ritesh Sidwani and Farhan were producing the film. And I said, listen, we need to understand that Talash is not a, I've done Dhoom 3. I mean, at that time, I think Dhoom 3 had not come out yet, but I had done Gajni, I had done 3 Idiots. So I said, ये 200 करोड़ की film नहीं है भाई, 200-300 करोड़ की film है ही नहीं. This is a slightly unusual film. This is not going to have a very wide audience. So we should be aware of that. And we should make the film within that so that the people investing money can still make money after that. So this filter of mine, which is the second filter I put on any project, is more the practical filter. But so far that filter has not prevented me from doing any film.
You found a way out.
I found a way out to make it, cost less. But if that ever happens, that I really love something, but I feel this is not going to make the money back, then I would hesitate to go down that route, because I would find it irresponsible of me to ask people to invest in it.
I want to talk about Laal Singh Chaddha. That's the time we had a long discussion on the phone, and I distinctly remember you telling me that, Barun, I wanted to make a love story, and people had found ways and means to hate it, and I could hear that pain in your voice. If I remember it correctly, that you said that 3 elements of mainstream films, characteristic.
It was breaking 3 big rules of mainstream writing.
Yes.
And that is a discussion I had with Advait, the director. So I told him, I said, see, one of the important things in mainstream cinema is you must have a clear premise.
Correct.
You should be able to say in one line up, what is your film?
Absolutely.
What is the film? Is it good? Good always wins against evil. That is a very common premise.
Or you get your love interest or whatever.
So I said, here the premise is a question. And when a story has a question as a premise, it's not necessarily very mainstream. So that is the first sign of it not being mainstream. The premise is a question.
Yes.
Are we in control of our lives? Are we taking our decisions? Or are we being pushed by the wind like a feather is pushed? And we end up taking decisions. That is the question the film is really asking.
Yes.
क्या पता हम में है कहानी या है कहानी में हम. दूसरा इसका जो मेन जो स्क्रीन प्ले है, it follows the character.
Yeah.
So it's not streamlined. It follows what he is doing. He joins college, then he becomes fast in running, then he joins the army, then he has this, then he goes into a business. So it's really meandering with him.
It's his life.
Yeah. So that's the second quality of not being so mainstream. And the third one is that in mainstream cinema, when your main plot gets over, when the goal is achieved,
you stop.
Your film should get over after that. Because the whole point of what you're trying to say is over. Now, in this, the goal of the film really for the character was that
love interest.
Yeah. At the young age, he tells Rupa, "Will you marry me?"
Correct.
So you know that this is what he wants in life. He wants to marry Rupa. He's madly in love with Rupa. So when he does get married to Rupa, the film ought to end over there.
Should have ended. Yeah.
And let me tell you, in a lot of our test screenings, the audience told us that. कि एक दफा उसकी शादी हो गई, आप यहाँ खत्म कर दी ना, हम खुश हैं, we are happy over here.
People want to leave with that happy feeling.
So, but the fact is that the question the premise that is thrown up comes in the graveyard scene, after her death.
Yes.
So she gets married, then they spend time together, then she falls ill, then she dies, and then at the grave he's talking to her. And that's where the thought of the film really emerges. So the film continues a good 15 minutes after its goal is achieved, after the goal of the main character is achieved. So these are the 3 things that I had pointed out to Advait. I said, ये mainstream नहीं है. So we tried to address it as best as we could. The premise we converted into a song so that people get it, that it's a question. They come in prepared.
Yeah.
That the film is a question. It's not going to give you any answers.
Predispose their mind.
Yeah. Prepare them a little.
Yeah,
so we tried our best, but I think the one mistake I think I made was, little earlier I was telling you I put my second filter. And my second filter is the practical filter. कि बनानी तो यही है, but how do we make it so that it's no one goes through? Yeah. So that filter, in the case of Laal Singh, I didn't apply. And I think the reason for that was overconfidence. Let me admit. When I think back, I realized that, at that time, my films, for so many years, many years, I had not seen a flop.
Yeah.
And or a rejection from an audience. And so I assumed that, chalo, cost बढ़ रहा है, but I mean, because my films more or less do this much, it should be okay. My films typically open, 25 crores, 35 crores, 52 crores was Thugs of Hindustan. I think Dhoom 3 was 36 crores. I don't remember, but high numbers. I don't expect my film to open at 5 crores or 6 crores. So that is why that overconfidence, I didn't apply that filter. Had I applied that filter, then I would have not allowed the cost of the film to go so high. The film finally cost us, I don't remember numbers once the film is over, but I think it was some 200 crores or something, 180
crores.
or 200, or, maybe even slightly more than that. However, because I don't charge an upfront fee, the company which funded the film, which is Viacom, I think they ended up making, 10 or 15 odd crore, even on this film, which did not work.
Excellent. So,
But I didn't earn. The big loss was mine.
And more than that, I think I again heard you saying that you exactly pointed out the why Forrest Gump worked and this didn't work. Forrest Gump also the same plot.
My
right?
theory is that Tom Hanks's performance was so brilliant.
So yeah, that is again,
So
a
brilliant.
sign of greatness that
He just, you overlooked these three things. You didn't bother about it. You were happy to sail with him.
right. So that
I
is,
think my performance was not that good.
You said
I
that
fumbled on my performance.
Maybe, but acknowledging that and accepting that and saying that post
I think I
facto,
pitched it too high.
I've seen the film. I didn't feel so. Now another aspect, if you see the theatrical film revenue in India, India's GDP, per capita GDP, everything has grown.
Sure.
However, theatrical revenue in India is on the decline. Right? And I heard you saying we know that there are only 10,000 movie theaters in India. The onslaught of OTT. Does it bother you that this is possibly not going in the right direction? And are there any
So I don't
ailments?
think it's because of OTT. In fact,
No.
OTT will face the same issues because it's all a creative medium. So which platform you come on is not relevant. The material has to work.
Yes.
In about year 2005, the smartphone came in, roughly. Now we are 20 years after that. 2025 now, we are in 2026. So 20 saal ho gaye since the smartphone came in. And my personal feeling is that the smartphone has changed all of us. And that has opened up an entire universe in our palm. It has also rewired our brains in many ways. Earlier, when a person came into the theatre and I was, the creative team making the film, always had a captive audience. I'll tell you what I mean by a captive audience. The audience is sitting in the cinema hall, 100 people, 200 people, 1,000 people, whatever it is. But they are all focusing on the screen and on nothing else. They may like it, they may dislike it, but it's still a captive audience focusing fully on you. Now we no longer have a captive audience. Now the audience I'm telling stories to is a distracted audience. That audience has the whole palm, the whole universe in their palm. They have texted many people before coming, they're getting replies. Sometimes it could be important work also. Sometimes it could be friends joking on I've also posted something, I want to see people's reaction. So while I'm watching the film, my rest of my life is also going on. Can go on, let me put it this way. So unless the film has the power and magnetism, which is so strong that I say, 1 minute, yaar, ye phone abhi 2 minute mein dekhne nahi wala, I want to watch this film. Ya to uska magnetism itna hai that it forces you to look away from the phone and catches your full attention. But when the audience enters the theatre, it's not a captive audience, it's a distracted audience. Now you have to get their attention to tell them the story. So earlier it was me on screen, now there's someone showing red, someone showing blue, koi golden dikha raha hai. तो आप distracted audience को कहानी सुना रहे हो.
So the kahani has to be more engrossing.
The manner in which you tell the story has to now change. That's one. Two is that because of shorter content coming out on our smartphones, there are so many platforms which have, 30-second videos and 20-second videos and 1-minute videos. My dopamine hit comes much faster. And if it doesn't come, tuck, with my finger I flick it away. So my brain is rewiring also. It's not just 1 day or 2 days. It's been number of years. I'm expecting dopamine hits really fast. And if you don't give that to me, my finger is going to move. So we are used to that. So now this is another person we are telling the story to. It's no longer Barun. It's Barun plus...
In a different avatar.
It's Barun O2. So now I have to tell the story to this kind of a human being.
Excellent. Nepotism in film industry, which often been talked about these days. It'll hit the headline, this, that, and all. So my take is like that. That nepotism is nothing new. Like for instance, a doctor's son would have always, there's a tendency to become doctor because you grow up in this, you said that the Gurukul household. On the other side, if you see the corporate world, the son of a business owner can come into the board, can be the head of the corporate world and do nothing because he has a team. He's never exhibited whether he can or he suits the post or not. However, in film, at the most, they can get the first break. They can get the second break. But audience will finally accept or reject. Right? So why is it being so much talked about? Like, I understand, I know Devanand launched his son.
Sunil. Yeah.
And it didn't work because the audience didn't take him. Whereas Mr. Rakesh Roshan, when he launched Ritik, took off.
People loved him.
People loved it. So why is it being a little unfair towards Bollywood, bringing in that nepotism and a nepo kids aspect?
I can understand where this emotion comes from. I think when a lot of people, most people don't make it, in any profession you look at. The success rate in any profession is, very few people make it to the very top. What I feel is important is that irrespective of your profession and irrespective of all of that, when I am as a filmmaker casting for a film, if I have the ability to be objective and say that, here I'm making Lapata ladies, this is the cast I want, and they don't need to be my relatives and children. I personally feel you should cast, not just in films, but even in other professions when you give a job to a person. On merit.
Right.
Now, Ritik is a great actor.
But as a
So I'm just giving the example you gave. कि राकेश रोशन को अगर हम बोलेंगे कि नहीं आप अपने बेटे को ब्रेक नहीं दे सकते, आपको किसी और को ब्रेक देना पड़ेगा, वो आपका बेटा नहीं हो सकता. Now that's a little illogical because he's talented. Why should I not give him a break?
Yeah.
So I really feel that if you're going as per merit, then no one should be asking any questions.
Because merit would also get established, no, Aamir?
In films, it gets established whether you like it or not.
Or not like it, no.
In fact, films is the one place
so that is
where it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Because no matter how much I promote one particular person,
the audience will decide.
The audience will decide, and if the audience likes his work or her work, they're going to accept it. If they don't like his or her work, no matter how many times I make a film with that person, is not going to work.
Yeah, and there's
so actually, films में तो वो level हो जाता है. You at best you can get a break. Like for example, I loved the script of Forrest Gump. As we made the films. We were very excited about it. And at that time, Junaid had just completed his acting course in LA. He had done 2 years of theatre. Then for 1 year he did plays in the repertory. So he came back quite experienced, and I thought, chalo, let me see what he's learned. So I told Advait ke yaar, you take 7-8 scenes of Laal Singh and you shoot it to Junaid. I'm wanting to see what Junaid has learned, but the test really is for you because I want to test whether you can helm a film like this. Before that, he had made Secret Superstar. This was a different scale altogether.
That's right.
So I said, I need to test whether you can direct this film. And you don't direct me, you direct Junaid. I want to see how you do that. So I don't know how many people know about this.
No, nobody. I'm hearing it for the first time at least.
So he shot about 20 minutes of the film, different scenes, not in order. Here were, pick important and difficult scenes we picked. And it was a screening of some 20-22 minutes. And when I saw it the first time, I was shocked. Junaid was so good. He was so good that I was blown. I said, yaar, is this father's love coming out? I asked Kiran. She said, no, he's damn good. So I said, no, we should test with other people. I showed it to my family, Mansoor. Mansoor is hard as nails. He doesn't care your brother, father, mother. Usko kuch farak nahi padta. He said, Aamir, you should take Junaid. You should not do this film. He's damn good. He is Laal. then I showed it to other people in the industry because I just wanted to make sure, you know. And almost everyone said, he's really good, he's really fitting the part, he should do this part. That young, innocent boy, you know. And we had aged him also because he gets older, he gets married and all that. At that point, I was pretty certain that we should go ahead with Junaid as the lead in Laal Singh Chaddha. Because I felt he's doing it really well, and to be quite honest, as an actor, once I saw him doing it, I had found Laal. So then I was like, if he's Laal, then how am I to play Laal? And the honest truth is that when I did the film also, I used to keep referring to Junaid. I haven't told anyone this. I used to keep referring to how he would have done it. And I think that somewhere also disturbed my performance because I had seen his performance. If I had not seen it, it would have not mattered to me, if you know what I mean. Ultimately, for various reasons, we didn't go with Junaid.
What was the reason?
Well, one of the main reasons was that, because the head of studio in LA, Jim, he was a little unsure. I think he thought that I'm trying to push my son or something. He may have felt that. So he said,
but you saw the magic.
I saw the magic.
Unfortunate that despite seeing the magic, you had to.
I had to. Now this is where I, as a father, on merit, I wanted to cast him.
And in the hindsight,
on merit, I was not casting myself. I wanted to cast him.
In the hindsight, you know that you possibly would have been right.
I think I was right. But anyway, we'll never know. It's hypothetical now.
Hypothetical.
But yes. Here is a case where, if the kind of person I am, I don't like to force my decisions, especially if my relations are involved. I would never do that. So I said, I respected his wishes. He said that, we've signed this deal with you as the lead. We'd like that to remain that way. So I said, okay. But I feel that, so I really feel it's on merit. If a person suits the role, deserves the role, like you would have cast anyone else, then that person should get the role. Why should that person not get the role just because he happens to be your son and daughter?
Yeah,
are you going to penalize the person for being a child?
Yeah.
So I feel it should be purely on merit. If it's purely on merit, then it doesn't matter which profession it is.
The final segment, before we wind up, Aamir, my question has always been that what drives you? What has driven you for so long? And it's still driving you. What I get to understand from this conversation and the way I don't get to know your net worth, I don't see you making appearances and performances, I don't see many endorsement of yours. I understand that money doesn't drive you, right?
No, money doesn't drive you.
So what drives you?
I don't know. I've been asked this question earlier, but I've not been able to answer this.
I understand
sure.
that
I'm not sure what drives me. And a lot of people ask me that, what do you do to motivate yourself? I'm like, I don't do anything. I'm motivated. I don't have to do anything to be motivated. I don't know how to answer that. I feel you should live in joy and do what gives you joy. And maybe that's what, I don't know.
Someone said that we all have two lives. The second one begins the day we realize that we only have one life.
Wow.
Is there a second act that is in store for you?
I don't know, yeah.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Like it is quite consistent with the previous statement of yours. You'll go with the flow.
Yeah, I don't know.
You'll wake up in the morning and figure out.
But that's a great thought, yeah. Can you repeat that once again?
We all have two lives. The second one begins.
Then you realize you have one.
You have one, only one.
No, I guess this is also a theme which is it's a very fascinating theme for me because we all live as if we are not going to die. Death is something that happens to others. Humko nahi hota. The way we live, it's like that. Our priorities, according to me, what our priorities would change if we look at it, if we realize that death is certain, it's 100% coming to all of us, but none of us know when. So one of the best ways to live life is to have no regrets, is to make sure that you live it in a way that you...
Today is the last
day of my life.
Yes, you live it
like that. As if tomorrow I'm going to die, what would I have done today?
I still feel that India has not yet made its mark in this film and entertainment domain in the world.
In the world, huh?
Our creativity has not yet exhibited and tested and made its mark. While your Dangal, etc. has, I mean, you opened up that China market altogether. Do you have any objective, dream, or will it ever occur to you that you wake up and try and create something like
For
you
the
have
world.
been always, yes, which will shake the
You
world?
know, this thought came to me, 20, 25 years ago, when I first read the Mahabharata. Or maybe now it's 35 years. When I read it, because, you know, by then I had seen a lot of some of the big international films, you know. And when I read it, I realized that Mahabharata is the mother of it all. So that is the one project which has been my dream project, which I don't know when I will start, but that is my dream project, which I believe that emotion came in me, that this is something that we can show the world, and then, you know.
But you have an aversion, natural antipathy for the long form, which is web series. You still think film. But Mahabharata it'll be a series of films.
Series of films.
Because you can make a film on a particular character in Mahabharata.
No, I agree with you. It has to be a series of films. I agree with you.
So think about that OTT terms, because OTT will democratize it further. The reach would be far easier. So I think about it that
you're saying not as a film, think of it as a series.
Right. I mean, it'll put Game of Thrones, etc. to shame if you can create Mahabharata in a global scale. It is.
But यार वो 70 mm में देखने का मतलब कुछ मजा ही और होगा यार.
Difficult हो जाएगा ना, आपको 50 फिल्म बनाना पड़ेगा.
नहीं, आप 7 में भी बना सकते हो.
But I mean, a lot of things will be left out.
Yes, then you can make.
You can, but even 7 films. I know that you're talking about multiple directors. You'll go parallel, not sequential. But think about it, because that is.
It's worth thinking. I agree with you. It's worth a thought. It's worth a thought. And it's been proved on television.
Yeah.
When we used to watch Mahabharata on Doordarshan.
Yeah.
It was absolutely the whole country used to come to a standstill.
2 days, Wednesday Chitraha and Sunday Mahabharata.
We were and Ramayana also.
Ramayana before that.
Ramayana was before that. Yeah.
Again, Aamir, it's been great talking to you. I would.
Such a pleasure, Barun.
I would finally have one very tricky question for you. It bothers me. Okay, personally. You know, you haven't seen. There's a lovely series called The Monk. Yeah, I love it.
So
the monk was telling someone that the actors lie for a living. Like you said, you exploit emotions. You tell people what you want them to believe. That's not true. That's right. Actors lie for a living. It's a way of his saying. It's a funny take. Don't take it on the face of it. Okay. Now, for a person like you, personally, if I had known you, how would I ever know that your emotions, your expressions are towards influencing the audience, towards influencing the person next to you, or that is authentic? How would it be possible for a person, ordinary person, for me to know?
ये acting कर रहा है या ये सच कर रहा है?
ये जो बात, the whole conversation.
हाँ. No, so I have proved to be a very bad actor in real life. Whenever I try to, fool people, I get caught. I'm not a very good actor in real life. Real life मेरे चेहरे पे दिख जाता है झूठ बोल रही है.
You reminded me of a person who was playing bluff, and every time he would bluff, he would smile.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Aamir. What a pleasure it was. Pleasure.
Wonderful
Thanks
talk. Wonderful talk.
Thanks a lot. I have a small gift for you.
Oh, thank you.
This is a pen, fountain pen, with your name engraved in it.
Wow. Wow, how beautiful, yeah. Thank you so much.
And this is the book which I preserve. This is all the guests have.
Who you've spoken to.
So if you can pen down something for me.